Welcome back, my beautiful collective. I am Lotus the Sage. So today's reading is going to be semi of a mystery reading, but it is going to be a message about whatever or whoever has been on your mind the most. So this first part, which is the cards that you're picking, or the piles that you're picking from right now, are going to let us know pretty much what area Spirit wants us to address for all of you, my beautiful collective. We're going to use two different tarot decks. We're using the Light Seers tarot deck, ideally energetically tapping into your energy, my viewer, and the 𝖤 tarot is going to be tapping into the others or the other energy in your reading. So my lovelies, this is pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3, and I'll see you at your choice. All right, my beautiful collective of pile 1. So we're going to start off with the center cards, and this is going to give us the theme, the area. All of them are going to, but it's going to give us the bulk of what's really going on, and these will all lend to the information that we receive from here. As I was flipping your cards, I saw one of them, and you got a zodiac sign, and that's why you have an extra card, because I wanted to give you something else or to make it feel a little bit more fuller. So the zodiac sign that you got was Cancer. And you have infinity. So, my lovelies, it very well can deal with a Cancer. It could have to do with Cancer season. However, the infinity talks about the interconnectedness of all things, life and death, light and shadow, male and female, etc. And it's also talking about things cannot be created without chaos. So if partially, or I should say, part of the main theme for you here has either to do with Cancer or Cancerian themes or Cancer season. Cancerian themes being nurturing, motherly, emotionally open, sensitive, but there's something about like needing or having to or had to take action I guess sort of to bring a feeling of security through like belonging, through family, through bonds, through ties, intimacy. Okay, let's continue. Let's see what else we got. We have movement. And the explorer. Interesting. Okay, so the first energy that I got, collective, was there feels possibly for some, if not for all, that there is either shifts in the dynamics or separation of some kind. It feels like more physical separation, even though we're talking about emotions here, but I'm getting a very strong Sagittarian vibe from this explorer energy. And this movement, I'm getting a very 8 of Cups energy. I'm hearing ties being broken or ties being severed. They're saying even though they're trying to stretch this thread, it's pulling too tight and it's about to unravel. That's what the visual they're showing me. This is interesting, Pawan. Okay. So let's get some more. Number 22, initiation by fire. Yeah, I'm gonna read a small passage from the book for this, but this is what I mean. Like, there's movement, there's something shifting in the dynamic for sure. There can actually be the severing of ties or the thinning out of connections or bonds or cycles completing. It can be about physical separation, also emotional separation. But there is something that I think you are being initiated into through this sort of difficulty, through this fire energy. All right, let's see what the book has to add. Number 22. just this passage we're going to read. It says, initiation by fire is a life-changing spiritual cleansing. Your life will never be the same again. Allow the power of divine fire to clear and purify you inside and out. This is not a time to hold on to anything, no matter how much you once believed you needed it. In letting go, you will gain so much more than you ever imagined, opening to fresh blessings and new life. You are like the phoenix, ready to emerge from the holy flames reborn. Yeah, I love that's what I'm saying. Like, there's something about like moving away from something. I felt it from the very top of this energy. Interesting. Let's see what else. We have the hills, obstacles to overcome. We can see that. Victory in some endeavor. Great. And affairs with family. Now, how fitting is that? A family, Cancerian energy, roots, long-term things, long-term bonds, etc. We know that you're going through this obstacle. You will be victorious, however, is what I feel Spirit is telling you. So, my collective, if these energies match what has been on your mind, or who has been on your mind the most recently, then this is the correct pile for your energy. Wow, so let me take a quick overview before we get into the tarot. So I'm feeling this is okay. So they brought up Cancer and Sagittarius in particular, but again, you use this Cancer energy however this may apply to your scenario or whatever's been on your mind the most, or whoever's been on your mind the most. This is something about you learning or initiating into a new phase of yourself, similar to what I was feeling about a closing of a cycle. There is separation. This is the obstacle. It can be with family matters. This could be an actual marriage, or a long-term bond, common law of some sort, if it's not that, or just other types of long-term commitments and engagements you've had, whether that be work, which is like a family unit also, you know what I mean? So depending on how that is for you. Okay, my lovelies, so let's get into the tarot on your side. Let's see what's going on from your perspective. Ace of Cups. Eight of Cups. Like I saw it already, right? Nine of Cups in the reverse. And the Six of Wands in the reverse. What I'm feeling from this first row of energies for you, my collective, is what I'm feeling is like I gave all of my love. I gave everything that I could have given in this particular dynamic and situation, which unfortunately left me no choice but to walk away because the situation was unsatisfactory, unfulfilling, almost like a disappointing or an unfulfilled wish in some cases. And I'm getting like not a very good sense of healthy ego expression from the other is what you're feeling, but you just didn't feel victorious. Like everything done, efforts made, just didn't feel like you were getting the right recognition or being appreciated in the right way. It feels a little bit of like you felt a little taken advantage of, emotionally manipulated possibly for some. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what's going on over here. Okay, so I'm feeling like there's a 50-50 split here when it comes to either like an environment or an actual person. Like I'm getting both energies very evenly pulling on me. So this is interesting. Okay, what's going on over there? How are they perceiving or feeling about this information, or the situation, excuse me. We have the Page of Wands in the reverse, the Chariot in the reverse, another Cancerian energy, which is interesting. We have the Knight of Wands in the reverse. And Strength in the reverse. One fell on my lap also with Strength. And the Queen of Wands. Holy fire. Like holy fire. Wow, my loves. Okay, let me put this right here for now. Like, short version, like, no action. That's what I feel on their side. Like, no action. They're not taking any action. It feels like a stall almost. It feels like they're purposefully stalling, or it's purposefully stalled. This Queen of Wands energy is tripping me out a little bit. It's almost like, what's the right word? What's the name that you, the marionette master? Like, what did the puppet master, like, what, there's a name for it, I can't remember. But it feels like that's what it is, like that, this energy, this Queen of Wands feels somewhat of like a puppet master of the environment, and of like very, how do I explain this? As hypothetically speaking, it's almost like a higher up that has the advantage of all the people who are above you. So they have to answer to her, but you have to answer to them. Like, that's what this feels like. And there's some sort of weird, I don't know how to describe this feeling I'm getting. It's like, I'm hearing like, don't give her any help. Don't give them any praise. Don't show them this way. Let's see how they figure it. Like, it's like deliberate manipulation, like to see if you'll fail or see if you'll crack, or that's what I'm getting first. I know I'm trying to, it's very chaotic over here, this energy, because I'm trying to figure out, because this Prince of Wands in the reverse, like not moving hastily, taking maybe some time, but might have approached it kind of like suave in the beginning. There's like a halt to the energies of trying to control something. And then it gets into this Knight of Wands energy where there's like action wanting to be made or be taken but can't for some reason. And there's either a lack of confidence or, confidence in their position or in their ability, I feel, because of this Queen of Wands energy. Whoever that fire sign is. Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. You know, it's like there's something about this that I'm like, woo, it's making me like shiver a bit. Like I'd want to confront this person is what I'm saying. That's what makes me shiver. I'm like, oh, I don't like injustices like this. So it makes me want to say something, you know, like that's what it's making me feel like. Interesting. All right. Okay. Okay, pile one. Let's see. What do you think, or how do you feel? No, let's say like, what do you think? What are you thinking about? How are you thinking that this is going to evolve, or what are your expectations in some way regarding this situation? We have Temperance with the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse, with the Page of Swords in the reverse. And the Devil. Oh man. You're so optimistic about one. Oh my goodness, this is okay. Funny but not funny. I'm thinking it's funny from your perspective. So what I feel that you're thinking, or, you know, what are your expectations from this situation? I feel like you're just going to chill. You're going to stay where you are. You're going to honor your decision already made and separate from whatever tie had been in your past. There is no naivety or what's noviceness. That's not the word I was looking for, but there's no like amateur. That's it. You're not approaching the situation in an amateur way. It's like you've seen it, you've allowed some of this to happen, you've given what you could give, and now you're like, okay, enough is enough. And it feels like you're just expecting, in my opinion, like more of the same, more of sort of the same manipulation, sort of like a tactic to pull you in, some way to entice you into coming back into doing the same shit that you had been doing for them, some sort of like sheepdog or lapdog for them. You know, like that's the energy I'm feeling about what your expectation might be moving forward, how you're thinking about how this might play out, you know? Which obviously makes sense why you're like, well, F this noise, I'm just gonna peace out because this is nonsense. Get it, 𝗣𝗶, I understand that. Okay, so let's see what's on their side. What are they expecting to happen? Justice. Okay, that's funny. Oh, the star. Okay. Okay. Might be judging them a little bit, but that's fine. This Two of Swords. And the Seven of Swords in the reverse with strength. Excuse me, with the Nine of Wands. I'm actually very surprised. Excuse me. Did I ruin that for you guys? The reason why I'm saying I'm surprised is their expectation. Because I thought when I saw Justice that they were like, yeah, no, they'll come back. It'll just even it out, you know? Like they almost feel like they're the ones that need to be, I thought, excuse me, when the Justice came out that they were expecting some sort of apology from you. But that's not what it is at all. So I'm feeling here that they're hoping that we can find a balance, because this Knight of Wands that I was feeling that wanted to say something but couldn't because of whatever circumstances where I'm feeling this energy is coming from. Like they're expecting and wanting some healing, and that healing can only happen if there's some equality, some balance given, some peace, right? To find some sort of equal balance between what had been done and what had been going on and what expectations were, I don't know, perceived to be your responsibility and etc. Like whatever the dynamic was. And this futility, Seven of Swords in reverse, means like there's going to be some sort of sense of no longer putting up with whatever that tyranny was in that environment. And that's where the Nine of Wands is, which is kind of like, again, because we had strength in the reverse in that first layer on their side, and having strength as its Nine of Wands energy in this deck, which is to finish what you started, right? Like, or doing it properly, or get to the end of something instead of fulfilling it in a way that was futile, that was manipulative. There's something about them, it feels like they do want to rectify something because of their involvement, even though it may not have been all of their doing. I hope that makes sense, especially if that's like a work environment. If it's an individual, like I said, it's the same thing. Like they may have been, you know, swayed by some other temptress or tempter in some other manner, and went outside of your bond for some type of intimacy that created the final string to break, or the final straw to be, you know, that's it, for you to walk away. And that doesn't, regardless of what you choose to do, this is what they're thinking so far, or the situation feels like it's leaning to this far. Okay, then, well, if that's being said, what are your actions? In other words, should you do anything? Do you want to do anything? Do you need to do anything? I don't feel like you need to do anything. I don't think you want to do anything. I don't think you should do anything. However, this action may not be towards them. It could just be actions for yourself, right? Okay, so let's get the next layer. Yes, okay. The world, nice. I thought this was Three of Pentacles in the reverse. That's what I thought this card was when it came out the first time. Nice, the Sun. Oh, and the Four of Wands. I think this is really lovely for you, my love. I think that you're going to feel a sense of completion or a sense of accomplishment in some way when you really, I don't know if it's like feel or know that you're over the situation or over the dynamic or over the hurt. And you're like, I don't need to go back to that energy at all. Even if at some point I may have thought that, as they said, like something that you really, really wanted from your past. You know, like this initiation by fire. And literally this was a fire. It could be a fire sign that has just put all that fire into it, you know? And then, again, coming into your full glory, stepping back into that initiation by fire, again, that same feeling of feeling self-assured, reborn, again, this rebirth type of energy for you to stand more stable and more grounded and more sure of what you're stepping into, what you're committing to, and how you're being received. Yeah, it doesn't feel like there's an invitation on your side to invite this energy back in. Based on what I'm seeing thus far, we'll see how much their energy has shifted, however, and if their actions lend to, you know, their expectation or what they're hoping or wanting to do or thinking about doing. But it doesn't feel like you're stepping back into that or entertaining that again. It feels like this is a brand new, healthy, vibrant cycle for you. I like that a lot, a lot. No longer discontent with, like, you know, the mediocre, the status quo of what had been going on. All right, for them, their actions, death, hilarious. Okay, could be a rebirth, don't get me wrong, but I just, you know, I don't know. Again, like I said, I'm a little bit judgy about this energy over here. I can't lie. The Seven of Cups in the reverse, which is the 𝗣𝗶𝗹𝗲. Oh, that was Seven of Swords in the reverse if I said Seven of Cups. Yeah, better strategy. Even better. There you go. That's interesting that I said Seven of Cups. I don't even remember if I did or not, but regardless, it makes more sense now. Makes even more sense now, especially when it comes to if that's what their actions are, like trying to find a better strategy to not be manipulated by that energy like we talked about and find the strength to move forward. That might be the death of that cycle for them, that initiates them into no longer choosing an option that was detrimental to more than one person and to themselves, especially their integrity, you know, and allowed themselves to treat you and or others poorly because of that involvement, you know? And then, yeah, because of that interference, no shit. Eight of Swords. With the Lovers, with the Two of Cups, which says love, in the reverse. And then Seven of Wands. This is so interesting. I can resonate with this pile a lot. So my pile ones, it feels like their actions, it still feels like they want to. Don't get me wrong. I think their head is now in the right place or moving in that direction for some sort of positive development within them. That initiation, like I said, making a better choice now to no longer be involved with or have interference with incompatible or false type of love, or looking at it in a different again, lusty. It feels lusty in whatever way that is, whether that's sexually, whether that's just wanting to have power, lusting for power. Like it's lusty over here. And this fighting Seven of Wands, you know, fighting and standing their ground, fighting for what they actually think is integral to them, what's morally right for them. You know, what creates a more peace within them, as opposed to this anxious, anxiety, eyes on you kind of energy. So their actions doesn't feel like they're going to make any movements thus far, but it does feel like they are leaning towards figuring out how to take that sort of jump and leap to either mend this, to find that justice, to get a new beginning, or just to rectify so there can be some amicable exchanges in the future. Interesting. Okay, what would they say to you, or what's their advice to you? What would they want to say, period? Let's give it. So we have abundance in the reverse, which is the Three of Cups. Two of Wands, Dominion in the reverse. The Hermit. The World. Another one that's up. And Eight of Discs, Prudence in the reverse. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what I feel that they would say to you, I do feel like there was a very clear interference, and that could be third-party situations, whether that's romantic or not, or just energies like a boss or a superior or supervisor or whomever, whatever the case is. I feel like they're wanting to make right the past decisions that they had done, and they're trying to like go within to figure out a way to make them, to have them still involved in your world. You know, but I don't know if they know how much work it's going to take, or that's what they're saying. They don't know what they're going to have to do to make you believe that they have changed and that they are sorry. Like that's what this feels like. Let me make sure. Yeah, like the Six of Wands in the reverse. Like not victorious about it. Like there's no ego behind is what I'm getting. This is what they'd like to say. Like eventually, don't get me wrong. I don't think they're there yet, but what I'm feeling with that energy here is I'm truly like, reconciliation, sure, but I don't think that, because it's in the reverse, I don't think that they're saying that they don't want to reconcile. I think they're more afraid, and they don't know how to bring it to you, how to actually speak it to you, how to apologize, like what are the right words and or actions, you know? They're sorry. I feel sorry. Like there's a sadness here for sure. I don't know if it matters to you, don't get me wrong, but there is definitely something here that they regret. And I do think it has something to do with like stepping out of a dynamic. All right, my loves, what would you say to them? Two of Cups in the reverse. Four of Swords in the reverse. Ooh. I think that was the Emperor. Give me a second. Hilarious. You have the Chariot. Sorry. Don't get distracted. The Chariot in the reverse. Again, with that Cancer energy. They just told me maybe Cancer, Gemini cusp, excuse me. And then the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. So my lovelies, what I think that you would be saying to them, based on the cards that have come out here, is you're not waiting for them to fix something. You're not waiting for them to do it again. It feels like you've already given them enough chances, is what I feel here. It's like I'm feeling like you broke a bond that was like it's like took so many years to build, to strengthen, to nurture, to finally get it on sort of like some sort of similar track or on the same path, and it's like you chose to rip it out. That's what I'd feel. That's what I feel over here. You ripped out the possibility of the greatness we could have had. Like that's, oh, my pot one. Oh man. Under your deck, yeah, 4 of Pentacles. Like, oh man, like you held on for as long as you could. That's what I'd say. Like you held on for as long as you physically could. And with the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse on the end, it doesn't, like there is space for amicability between the two of you. You know, like there is. I don't know if it's going to take it will happen anytime soon, mind you, but there definitely is. Because it's still an opportunity. The roots are still there. It just might need to be replanted in a different way. Or, however, just from a different person or a different situation. Wow. Okay. My collective, let us get your closing messages. That was full, hey? When it comes to what or whom has been on your mind, that's what's going on, my friends. So, guidance for the both of you, but since you are the viewer, my friend, you can take these however, but guidance for the both. We're going to take 2. We have rejuvenation. Ooh, and rebirth. Huh? So, green tourmaline plant, number 23, rejuvenation. And I think this is a part of the explorer energy that you're doing, like either you moving away or separating. This vacation, this separation time is what is going to rejuvenate you. Also rejuvenate their thinking or whatever needs to be done on their end. Number 5 being a sense of, change and transition, which is this death and rebirth cycle. Maybe possibly also growing or expanding the heart chakra, both of you. And then you have spring, number 21, Shiva Lingam, rebirth. Which again lends you to this rebirth energy for you to, again, a new cycle over here, also a new cycle for them over there, and to spring into, to plant whatever needs to be planted, root it, so that you can spring into action and actually blossom, you know, that spring blossoming, the freshness, the newness, the crispness of air. So, my beautiful collective of pile 1, I hope those messages resonated with you and you got some insight, some resolution, another perspective, or just some confirmation. I hope it hit home. I'm sending you so much love. Please keep watering your lives. Until next time, ciao. All right, my beautiful collective of pile 2. We are starting off with this energy in here, and it's going to let us know roughly, well, all of them will let us know the main theme or the bulk of the theme. So then we have Raku. So it feels like for you, my collective of pile 2, that spirit is asking you to consciously and subconsciously lift any negative influences or energies from your life. It could be something big or something small. It's reminding you, of course, when you lift that negative energy or the negativity in general just around your life, it invites positivity in. And it's both immediate and powerful. So if you allow yourself to shift the consciousness or shift your conscious thought of your atmosphere to a positive one to affect change for yourself and your environment and those surrounding you. So Spirit is asking you to consciously make an effort to change up the conversation and remove the energies that are negatively affecting you for you to bring and allow more positive energy, more positive changes, more things to shift for you. Let's see what else we got. Then we have the universe. And power. There's something about reclaiming your energy in this pile 2. Yeah, it's like severing ties with, again, that negative energy, reclaiming your power, your universal power, and allowing yourself to see, I'm hearing a dynamic soul that you may have been offering up too much of, is what I'm getting. It's like there's a feeling of you giving a lot. That was a spiritual confirmation with that ding, if you heard it. Okay, interesting. Yeah, it feels like there's a lot of, I don't know if it's jealousy, I don't know if it's envy, I don't know if it's assumptions, but there's a feeling there of your power being a threat to them or to someone. This feels a little bit more them than a person, but that's what I'm getting first, which is interesting. And I feel that at some point, or because of so much time passing, or, you know, the effects that these energies had on you, it made you feel like you were their little puppet. But in reality, Spirit's saying you're the one that's mastering the situation right now. Or you have the ability to anyway. The power to. Okay, let's see what else we got interesting. You have sixth ray of devotion, number 43. I'm going to read a small passage from the book. Yeah, there's this, I don't know why I'm giggling, but there's this energy of like devoted to self, devoted to your own cause, devoted to a purpose, devoted to authenticity, a way of being, devoted to, again, could be spirituality. But there's like a deep devotion to self is what I'm getting the most of. All right, number 43. Just going to read the first passage. It says, the sixth ray of devotion bestows the qualities of persistence, unwavering focus, and intensity of feeling. Yep. It is a gift of the strength to move mountains with your will for what you love. When the sixth ray of devotion appears, you're being given guidance that even if you do not seem to have much worldly power right now, speaking of power, the power of your beliefs can conquer obstacles. The Archangel Uriel helps you receive the blessings of the sixth ray now. My love, the power of your beliefs can conquer your obstacles. So that's what that focus is here for you, my love. So there is a sense, like I said, of reclaiming, of taking that power, of devoting to self, all of that. Let's see what else we got. The wall, misunderstanding. The bell, announcement. And seahorse, family matters. Maybe it has to do with family not taking you seriously, or a misunderstanding about something in particular that created this sort of powerless feeling. Maybe the family matters is what is misunderstanding, and there needs to be an announcement about that. But what I'm feeling here, again, with all of these energies, is what I'm getting is there's been a misunderstanding, period. Whether that's been from somebody else's perspective or from yours. I just feel like people are misunderstanding who you are. That's what I'm getting from this misunderstanding. And the announcement feels like this reclaiming energy, this power energy. It's like I'm taking it back now from whoever was close to me. And interesting. They're telling me like maybe the certain roles were reversed in your home. Like, not that this matters, but just this is what the example that they're giving me. Like the father was more nurturing and loving and caring, and the mother may have been a little bit more of the masculine archetype, of a little bit more distance, a little bit more work focused and disciplined. And that's what I'm getting as an example here. So I don't know, whatever that is, wherever this power may not have been honed in you because of environment, where this misunderstanding is, this is what this feels like. So my lovely, if these energies don't apply, or excuse me, if these energies do apply, then you have the right pile for the energies that Spirit wants to talk to you about. And I feel that some of you guys might have to release some family members, quite literally, because it does feel like your belief system and what you're choosing to devote your time, effort, energy towards does not fall in alignment with this other energy's expectations of you, name, status, family, etc. I think you need to beat to your own drum, my love, and follow that path. All right, well, let's find out. Let's get them tarot. The cards have been cleansed and saged and bells and all the things since we're using the same deck right away. Okay, my lovelies, let's figure out how you're feeling about this situation. What's going on right now? We have 9 of Cups in the reverse. Oh, that's a lie. 9 of Cups. Apologies. The Tower in the reverse. The Magician in the reverse. And the 4 and 5 of Pentacles that came out together. I'm short version. I'm feeling like you're happy to take flight, but you're unsure of your success. Like you're unsure that you're actually going to make it, or unsure that you made the right decision for you, or that you maybe moved too prematurely or something along those lines. That's what it feels like. You're not necessarily trusting your power, but you are going off of an instinct. That's what this feels like. And I don't think that you should not honor that. I think you should. And I think it's the right thing to do, but I think that you are misunderstanding yourself, misunderstanding the actual power that you have of yourself. And you might be holding on to an old version, or so devoted to an old version of yourself, which has kept you in this like lack poverty mindset, less than, lack of power. That's interesting. It's like there is an excitement here. There is, though, but it's like you're still doubting, and I don't know if, like, they're telling me that eventually that doubt will play into you sabotaging yourself. So hence why they want you to sort of take back that power now, trust in it, follow the instinct, and just move. Don't think too much about it. Just keep moving. That's what I'm getting the feeling of anyways. Okay, let's see what this energy over here are, the other energies that are involved. How are they feeling about the situation? This Queen of Wands. Okay. The Lovers. Queen of Wands came out in pile 1, and her energy, or the energy, excuse me, not her energy. The energy was a little iffy when it came to this particular card in their read. That's why I said this Queen of Wands making appearances. Okay, so then we have the 10 of Discs and the Hierophant. Okay, so this does feel a little bit more familial in nature. It does not have to be, But this Queen of Wands energy feels like, again, it feels like the head of the household. And like I said, stereotypically speaking, you know, it's the reverse roles. Just specifically because they brought me to the seahorses, or the males are the ones that carry the baby. That was the analogy they gave me. So this matriarchal archetype in the structure of whatever this energy involves wants things to work smoothly, to unify. Like, there is genuine love here, and there is so much I guess focus for this energy to be on, on status, wealth, achievement, all of that political stuff too. Like, it's appearances, a lot of it, material appearances, and that dedication and devotion that this person has towards that particular perception and wanting to personify a particular image. That's what I'm getting here. However, there is deep love here. It's not like this person's ignorantly or blindly doing that. There is a deeper purpose on this person's end, whether that be because they may have felt, or they came from minimal beginnings, and they understand what that structure and stability brings, and they do not want you to. It's almost like you're, for lack of a better example, like you want to live an artist's life and they're very corporate, and they're like very fearful of your stability and livelihood in this particular field because it is not sustainable in their perspective. That's the energy I'm feeling, regardless of what the situation is. So for them, it feels like they have a strong sense of discipline about what is right and what will work and what can work. But it's very controlling here. I understand it, but it's very controlling. It's like, my way is correct and will be successful. It's tried and true. Why go off the path? That's what this feels like. Why? What's the point? I can lay it out for you. And that's why this like wall, they're bringing me to this wall, this squiggly wall of misunderstanding. It's like, it's because it's not what I want. I've taken the structures, or maybe that's what Spirit's asking you to do. Take the structure, take the willpower and the drive of the reasoning they chose it this way, and put it into what you want to do. Find that power again, your universal blueprint. Okay. Let's get the next layer. Okay, what are you thinking? What are your expectations moving forward? How will this play out for you based on how you're viewing the scenario? We have the Emperor, the World, sorry. The Seven of Pentacles, and the Moon in reverse. Oh, how did that happen? Sorry, 𝗶𝗶. Your candle the wick just not well made, apparently. I'll fix that in a bit. Okay, my lovelies. So what it feels like your expectation of the situation is, I feel that you will find the strength and your own authority to continue on the path that you have already laid out for you, that Spirit has laid out for you, that your soul is instinctually leading you towards, for you to finally come out of the shadow of your own self, of your own shadow, and express and be in the world, be of the world, contributing in a way that you want to contribute. There is a lot that wants to be brought to the surface for you, my lovelies. Emotionally speaking, physically speaking, spiritually speaking. Yep, you want to be the authority in your own life and allow it to guide you in whatever direction your heart and soul desires. And that will create the stability, the type of stability that you're seeking. Soul in the soul. That's what this feels like. That's what your expectation is. And I also get a feeling of like the patriarchal will support your decision. Like I said, the father energy is going to support you in whatever decision, or specifically in whatever way you're choosing to go about this. Let's see what their energy's expectation is, how they think it might play out for them, or how the situation, may play out. You have the Queen of Swords. The Moon. The Tower in reverse. I just heard I heard she, but I heard she'll listen to me. That's what I just heard. And then the Knight of Cups. Sorry, I made it like a makeshift fix. Okay, my love. I feel that their expectation, like I said, like they'll listen to me. It feels like they'll listen to my authority. They'll sort of stay. The words I'm hearing is they'll stay sort of repressed. They'll stay in this sort of box. Like they won't. They think, I feel that you won't really take initiative. Like they don't think that you will, that you'll sort of stay in this soft and, I want to say feeble. This is not how you are, my love. I feel like this is an over-exaggeration of the energy so that I can get it out to you. You know, I don't think it's this extreme. However, it can be for some, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't feel like it's quite this extreme. I think they're because they're showing me a lot of like scenes, movies, anime things that I've seen, and like different themes of female archetypes. And this particular archetype that they're showing me here is very strong, confident, but afraid of change, afraid to lose their standing or their position. So much so that they would do something kind of malicious and have it justified because of the means or because of the end goal, you know? Like they're doubting you, my love. Like they're legitimately keeping you small. That's what this feels like. They're doubting that you will be able to, and you're like, oh no. Like this first row is what they're expecting you to continue with. That's what it is. And if you do continue, they win, so to speak, like they win. But I don't think that that's what your spirit is going to allow you to do. I think you're not going to really have a choice, because instinctually, like I said, it is pushing you. And you just need to keep moving regardless of the doubt. Interesting. Okay, well now let's see. Will you take action? Should you take action? Is it necessary? Do you even want to? About this situation? And again, this action doesn't have to be towards the energy or about. It could just be action within self or for self. You have the Ace of Cups. The Hierophant again. Coming out. Great. Page of Wands in the reverse. And Justice. My love, I don't think you're actually going to take any like quote unquote physical action towards this energy, but it feels like the action you are taking is honoring what you want to do. You're going to be disciplined in what your plan is to go about it. You're not going to move hastily or naively into a situation or your particular set of devotion without weighing the pros and cons, the facts, what you need to do to get yourself organized and balanced so that you can find that stability, that you don't sort of unnecessarily take a wrong step or a wrong turn. So it feels like smooth, calculated, but emotionally balanced and honoring what your soul is calling you to do. That is the most important thing. That's what your actions feel like doing. So regardless, it feels like justice or balance is going to feel restored within you because you're no longer giving back to this energy in the way that you were feeding it prior. Okay, let's see about them, their actions. Do they want to take any? The Wheel of Fortune. You have the Ten of Swords in the reverse and the Sun in the reverse. And then you have completion, Four of Wands. So, my lovely, it feels like there's a sense of them letting go. Like them letting go of the control. Like allowing you to, I can't even say allowing you, it is a sense of allowing, but it's almost like in their brain allowing you to take control of your own life. In other words, take the reins and find your own stability. However, this person here is still understanding a different way, I think, through this, how they can support you if that is a part of their own subconscious fear that has been projected onto you. That lack mentality, that poverty mindset, that miserly energy. You know, it's like they can support you in a different way and complete that particular trauma bond or trauma wound, excuse me. But you guys may have, I keep saying she. This energy may have put this trauma wound on you, which then bonded you to that energy in a way that became detrimental to you, therefore not being able to honor what your spirit had been asking you to do for so long. And now that you're actually answering the call of spirit, this person, again, with the change and the lack of control, was weary of it, you know, and fearful because of this particular wound. This is a hypothetical, but this is what this feels like energetically regardless. And this completion energy with the Four of Wands here is like, I don't have to be the one, or you don't have to do it this way, is what it feels like. Again, an acceptance, an allowance, allowance. That's what it is. That's interesting. Okay, what would this person or this situation say to you? We have the Four of Cups in the reverse. Then we have the Five of Wands in the reverse. I just heard, you can go your own way. Is that, I want to say Sheryl Crow, I could totally be wrong. Seven of Wands in the reverse. And Eight of Wands in the reverse. Okay, so I think that they would say to you, I won't fight you anymore. Do what you want to do. Yeah, it's like, I won't stand in your way. I won't stand in your way. That's what they'd say. I won't stand in your way anymore. I won't compete with you in a way. There was some sort of competition between, that's interesting. I didn't feel that as strongly before until now. And this, yeah, like, I won't fight anymore. Go ahead. Yeah. And yeah, at the bottom of the deck, oppression, Ten of Swords. Yeah, and I'm done fighting you. It's okay. Like, we don't need to continue this this battle of minds and of wits and of it's not necessary anymore. Yeah, this cruelty that we had been going on between, you know, energetically or just in general. I don't know if I don't know entirely if I'm feeling like this person is genuinely like happy for you per se. Like, I don't think they're sad or they're angry about it. It's just sort of like fine. Like, it's a give up. It's like fine. That's what this feels like. They concede. All right, let's see what you would say to this person or situation. 4 of Wands. The Hermit. Queen of Wands. Then you have the High Priestess and the 6 of Pentacles. My lovely, you would say to this person or the situation that I will find my stability within my search. On my journey, I will create it. I am not afraid because you also have taught me a lot about how to harness this particular power, and I want to use it. I want to find that balance and use my knowledge, use my resources, my privileges that I do have to create something else. And it's going to be balanced and equal. There's also something about like you not wanting the same type of romantic dynamic that was in this household. Like you appreciated its partnership in some regard, but there was something about it that I guess maybe that's just not the roles or in the way that you want to play roles in a romantic dynamic. That's a side note. That's very specific for some. And there's something about like taking back, again, back to the very beginning, taking back your power. Or at least honoring it or understanding it more now to be able to use it in a more practical, everyday way. And the 2 of Pentacles in the reverse underneath your deck. Yeah, you're like, I'm not indecisive about what I want. Like, it's almost like I'm not asking for your permission. That's what this feels like. I'm not asking for your permission for me to do this. However, you feel very, what's the word? Malleable is the right word. But it's not aimless or mindless. You know, it's not just like some freaking amoeba that's just whatever. You know, it's like your boundless energy is there, but there's still a thread of focus and understanding within this sort of chaos. And I think that for you, my love, this devotion to your journey, to your plan, to yourself, and back to releasing and consciously and subconsciously releasing the negative energies and attachments, people around you, whether that just be an environment for now, whether that be an energy or personality for now, doesn't mean that it needs to be for forever. But this exchange in the way that it has been going on has not been helping, it has pushed you, but it's no longer helping you to develop in the way that you want to moving forward. Wow, so I think that's what you would say to them. Like, I'll do this on my own, or I'll get to what I need to get to. Thank you for what you've taught me. I am going to step out on my journey very happy about it. Thank you for the blessing, possibly, you know, but I don't think you need it. I don't think it's something that you'd say in this sense. Amazing. Okay, let's get your closing messages, my pile twos. And of course, these are guidance for you, of course, but for both energies involved, of course. Wow. They said take them all 3. All right, fine. First, we have Grandmother Crystal Deva, Crystal Blessings, Cathedral Lightberry, number 8. Like the fairy godmother of this deck. So like wishes being granted, cycles being fulfilled, maturity being gained. wisdom being gained. I'm feeling patterns being broken too. The next week, and that's number 8, I see if I didn't say that. Number 16, sacred site initiation, phenocite. Yep, initiation into this devotion, into this new path, the sacred path of yours, an initiation out of this, and grandmother blessings is bringing this in for you. And then you have spider, self-mastery, beautiful, topaz number 27. Perfect. That's exactly the journey you're on, a journey of self-mastery. And it's almost, it's a little bit like somebody did not want to let go of control. That's really what this feels like in some capacity, to allow you to fully master and grow to your fullest potential. It's like the teacher not being willing or ready to let go of the student in some way, or coddling your child too long that they don't feel self-sufficient, or they don't feel strong enough in their own choices, that they always have to come to somebody else for a second opinion. You know, like it's that kind of energy that was sort of being put onto you from a place of fear, genuine love, but fear, you know? So, and now you're breaking that cycle, my lovely. It's freaking lovely. I love it. Amazing. My beautiful collective 𝗏𝗏, I hope that was helpful and gave you some insight, some info, some understanding, some clarity, or maybe just some confirmation. Until next time, keep watering your lives. Ciao. Welcome, my beautiful pile 3s. So it's been a couple of hours since the other piles, and I got a new, got some henna today, which is peeling off. Anyways, just in case you were wondering. Anywho, so we're gonna get started and find out for you your mystery message. So this, or whatever you've been thinking about, or whomever you've been thinking about, the main message that the Spirit wants to talk to you today about. We're going to start with this card over here, which is going to give us roughly like the main theme. All the cards will, but the bulk of the message. And then we will continue. This deck, of course, like I said in the beginning, will be your energy. This will be the other energy. All right. So you have the sacral chakra. So your main focus, or whatever's been on your mind the most, possibly can have to do with your creativity, your self-worth, your sexuality, your kindness, your friendliness, sensations, emotions. Are you emotionally communicating your needs, both within yourself and towards others? That might be what the main focus is for you, my lovely. Creativity, self-talk, your kindness, sensations, emotions. How are you communicating your emotions? You have reclaim, and the creator. So speaking about your creative energy, it's definitely double downed here. And similar, I said the same thing in 𝗏𝗏. I don't feel the same energy, but there might be some overlapping messages in 𝗏𝗏 for you. Because I said this about reclaiming power in 𝗏𝗏, and yours feels about reclaiming your creativity again. There's still this reclaim energy naturally with your card here, but this sacral chakra energy, this self-expression, this exploration too of the extent of your creativity, or the boundlessness that you can achieve through some sort of creative activity. There's something about this growing. I'm feeling growth. Like that's the energy I'm getting, an expansion, because they're showing me this circle and it just keeps getting larger and larger and larger. Interesting. Let's see what else we got. We have grounding, number 15. I'm going to read a passage from the book. So speaking about reclaiming that creative power, that vitality within you, there's something about uprooting is what I'm hearing, as opposed to rooting. Like, I know this is talking about grounding and rooting in, but there's something about pulling something. They're showing me you pulling it out. That's what they're showing me. Either way, let me see what the book wants to say. Small paragraph first. It says, only I should say, excuse me, you long for the free and open worlds of spirit and light, yet you also yearn to experience the healing power and divine joy of sacred sound and living color. You are meant to bring joy, beauty, and comfort to this world, to share the spiritual light. To do so, you need grounding. Your dreams want you just as much as you want them. Grounding helps you bring your dreams to life in your world for the benefit of many. So again, grounding in the belief, that's what they're talking about. Grounding in your own creativity, reclaiming that back to self, or exploring that a little bit more. So what's been on your mind? Maybe you've been in a creative rut. Maybe you're trying to find a way to ignite that sexual or passionate flame within you. Maybe you're trying to find a way to effectively, communicate your creative needs or your sensations or your emotional needs. Let's see what else we got. We have yoke, feeling tied down or frustrated. That seems to be fitting here. Then we have egg, success assured with good plans and hard work. Fair enough. And ink pot, problems to be resolved. Yep, pretty straightforward. So as we said, like feeling tied down, there's something that maybe you've been creatively stuck or just lack of motivation in some way, or lack of inspiration or vitality. I'm hearing also libido for some. But success is assured with a good plan, and I think this is about grounding, reclaiming this creative energy within you. And I feel that how you're going to sort of find the resolution to this problem is probably about meditating with this sacral chakra focus in particular, probably the root and sacral, I would say, since they sort of are lending to each other. So what I'm feeling, my lovelies, is you will be gaining back this sort of energy that you feel like you've been lacking, which is this creative spark, this effervescent type of energy, life, again, wanting to feel lively again. It does feel like it's coming back, but there is an ask of you to ground in what it is that you're wanting to create, for one, and then take that for yourself. Take that for yourself. Okay, let's get your tarot cards over here, my lovelies. Let's see how you're feeling about this situation. We have the Page of Cups in the reverse. We have the Two of Cups in the reverse. The Star. And the Four of Wands. There's a feeling that something may have happened in your past, pile 3, that put you in an energy or in a space of this lack of vitality, lack of creativity, lack of energy, lack of motivation. And I feel like I said, you're coming out of this sort of rut. Spirit is coming in to help you. This is what it feels like. There's healing coming into this sector of your life, and you're actually starting and beginning to feel that now. Beginning to feel some sort of stability coming back into the self. There's possibly from your past, it could have to do with partnerships or contracts or relationships, for that matter, that may have felt like it drained you or sucked you dry, is the word I heard, the phrasing I heard. And I literally feel like now, quite literally in the present tense, is when you are beginning to actually start feeling this shift in the wheel, change in the cycle, an energetic shift within you, that you can actually move forward with some sort of like energetically creative spark and excitement. The other feels like for you, the external, there could be another person involved, like I am slightly feeling over here, but it could just be your environment. So let's see what the other energy feels like about this situation. We have the Strength. Three of Swords in the reverse. The Fool in the reverse. And 10 of Cups in the reverse. And the Emperor in the reverse. Okay, so 𝗶3, if this has to do with a person or there's another energy involved in this reasoning or aided to, again, the lack of feeling any sort of good creative juices or energetic flow and frequency between you and the other creativity or people, it feels like if it's a person, like I said, they're wanting some sort of another chance is what I'm feeling here, a new start in some way to better create what is desired and what's needed. I don't know why I want to say what's needed, but there's something about like them or it or the situation opening up another opportunity, another chance for you to... There's something about this pile that I need to find better words. Give me a second, 𝗶3. Yeah, there's something about the environment on this side here, the environment or a person. And if the environment is not satisfactory and let's say the leads of this particular environment have not been grateful, I should say, or considerate of your time, your energy, your creativity, that's what I'm feeling here. There was a rift in a particular partnership or in some sort of contract. I'm feeling that for sure. The second energy, if it's a little bit more romantic, like I said, they're wanting to have another go at it or some sort of second chance. If it's an external energy, like I said, just an environmental thing, it just feels like there will be an opportunity for something that didn't quite work out in the past. Either not for that particular thing per se to come around, but for another opportunity for you to be able to shine in a way that you couldn't before. That's what I'm feeling first. Okay, let's get next layer. What are your expectations, or how do you think this might play out based on the energies right now? Ace of Cups has come out in every pile today. Ooh. The Moon in reverse. Four of Pentacles. I just heard I'm holding on to my dream. Holding on to that dream is what I actually heard. And the Ten of Cups in the reverse. So my lovelies, I feel like your expectation here is to honor this particular path, is to resolve the issues within self that had made you feel less than or had drained you. You're filling your cup back up and you're holding on to this healing, to this perspective, this way of being, this trajectory that you're on right now. and there's a feeling of creating that stability for yourself as opposed to relying on somebody else to sort of fill that cup for you. That's what I'm feeling here. Not to say that it was like solely on one person's responsibility. That's not what I'm getting here. Not to say that you weren't filling yourself up too, but there was some sort of reliance on a partner in some respect to fulfill a certain, I don't know, amount of emotional needs, and however this plays out for you, whether that is, like I said, business, familial relationship, whatever. But there were some sort of like needs that were not being met, and like I said, it felt like you were being taken advantage of, more so because, forgive me, it feels like you have a hard time saying no. That's what this feels like. And because of that past energy of you having a hard time saying no, things were dumped on you is what I'm getting. And you did them. You did them, and you did them well, is the point. So because you wouldn't be able to not do them well is also a thing. So that's what I'm feeling here. It's like you finally put your foot down and set some sort of boundary that has allowed you to either step back to revitalize and or to realize where it is that you may need to, like I saw that from the beginning, uproot that energy to find that creator life force expression back in you again. Let's see what their energy expectations are. What are they thinking about the scenario? Three of Wands in the reverse. Virtue. Four of Swords. Truce. Four of Wands. Completion. Side note, 3s and 4s might be really significant, like double 3, double 4 in particular. Or triple 4. Look at this. I didn't even see that. Oh my God, I didn't even see that. 3, 3, 3. Excuse me. 3, 3. That's it. Okay, cool. And then you have 4, 4, 4. It just tripped me out for a second. And then you have Death. So my lovelies, I feel like this energy over here, their expectation feels like they don't want to wait to clear the air or whatever. That's what it feels like. There's something that they either don't want to wait to fill in the space or to clear the air. It feels more like, it's almost like a realization. I know this is an expectation, but this feels like this energy might feel like you might come back. How do I word this? This is so interesting because I'm trying to keep it on in context with the energy that I'm feeling, especially from the sacral chakra. And we're talking about creativity, your sexual energy. And if this doesn't, or sexual energy, excuse me, the way that you're communicating your creativity. This is really bringing me into like a group setting, a structure. I'm also getting equally when it comes to a relationship. However, the relationship energy that I'm getting still somewhat feels tied to work. And I think that's the reason why I'm getting all jumbled. Like, for example, it's almost like you might work with your significant other in a different department or something like that, or they're your actual boss, or you still have to answer to them indirectly. Or you have to run something by. Like, I don't know what that is, but there's some sort of entanglement in that scenario also that I'm getting here. There does feel like an end to something that, again, this completion energy, this Four of Wands energy that you're here, it feels like there's some sort of, I feel there's a little bit of a naivety here. They really think that you're going to come back in some way to finish something. I don't know if you left something early or you just said enough is enough and just said F it, I quit. Like, I'm not sure if you left them hanging dry or the situation hanging dry, but there's something about it, like I'm feeling anyways, that they think that you might come back because that's not a part of your character. You just don't do that. And I don't feel that's what you feel. This is very interesting, 𝗣𝗶. I don't know why I'm having such a difficult time with this group. Like articulating how I'm feeling here. I do think there's some sort of entanglement here. Okay, let's see. Are you going to take any action? Should you take any action? Is there any action for you to take? Sorry, I'm losing my voice, guys. We have the Page of Swords in the reverse. We have the Empress. Then we have the King of Pentacles. It came out with the Sun, nice. And then the King of Cups. Your action steps are going to be something very internal and mental, growing your own stability, your own creativity, creating your own type of legacy, nurturing what you want to be doing, emotionally satisfied. That is what I'm feeling. Those are your actions. That's what you're doing when it comes to this scenario. You're like, I'm going to keep this shit to myself. Whatever it is that I'm growing, whatever it is I'm cultivating, whatever it is that I am mastering and honoring within myself, which is myself. This, which is beautiful, the root chakra, sort of the sacral chakra, and then going into that solar plexus chakra, that full self-expression, my lovelies, into this beautiful, emotional, mature, stable, grounded place. I'm getting this beautiful sense of being able to tap into the right type of energy at any given moment. It's like, again, a mastery of the sacral chakra energy. That's what this feels like, this particular cycle of what you're learning, or how you're learning to uproot, again, this creative energy, this creative life force within you. Beautiful. Let's see their energy. Action. What will they take? Will they take any? Is there any action to take? Ooh. We have Abundance, 3 of Cups. 333 came out anyways, hey? And then Princess of Discs. Knight of Discs. Too many. That was a Prince of Wands. 7 of Discs. The World in reverse. All right. We have the 8 of Wands in the reverse. So, my lovelies, there again, this reconciliation energy I'm getting here, this wanting to bring something in, to grow something again with you, to nurture whatever it is, to sort of come to some sort of balance or equal playing field. But it doesn't feel like they want to be, if this is a they don't want to be the ones to take the initiative though. Like, I think that's the reason why I was feeling like they want to sort of come back into this energy. Or they think that you're going to come back into this energy is what I'm saying, in some strange way, to like complete something. And you're like, I'm not coming in that way, but there's some sort of like maybe kind of schmoozy, or I don't know, trying to coax you into it some way, but I don't think that you're going to fall for it. I don't think they're deliberately trying to manipulate you, my loves, but there is something very conscious about it though. And I think that's why I'm uncomfortable with the energy. There's something very conscious about it. And I don't trust it entirely. And again, it's not something like uber malicious, but there's something underneath the undertone that is still feels like it's being taken advantage of. Interesting. What would they say to you, or what would the situation lend to you? Okay, we have the Princess of Wands, the Seven of Cups, 𝗣𝗶𝗹𝗲, the Knight of Wands. So interesting. Speaking of, right, these pairs, the Princess of Discs, Knight of Discs, the Princess of Wands, Knight of Wands, and they're talking to you. It's very interesting. Like I said, like they're trying to come to you on your level at some point, but I don't buy it. I don't know why I don't buy it, and I'm trying not buy it. I want to buy it. I just don't know what it is. And then Nine of Pentacles, gains. Nine of Discs, sorry. So I feel like what they'd say to you is, I'm here, I'm game, let's do this. There's no choices to be made. There's lots of options. We can do this. There's lots to be gained. It feels like a salesman. That's what this is. It's like a pitch, like they are selling it to you. Like, we can do this, we can do this. There's so much to be gained here. We can make this happen. You and me, you and me. I don't know if this is... I'm going to have to get more cards for you guys, pile 3, because there's something underneath this energy that I'm not quite tapping into that I definitely need to. Underneath the deck, like I said, this is what it is. Nine of Swords, cruelty. That's what it is. There's something manipulative about it. And I don't know if they're using their position or... Yep, they're using their position and their authority to sort of swoon you in some way. Like that's the vibe. And like I said, I don't think you're falling for it this time. I think you fell for it one too many times. That Fool energy. There's something about it. All right, my loves, what would you say to what would you say to them, pile 3? Or to the situation? Knight of Pentacles. King of Wands in the reverse. Three of Cups again in the reverse. Too many. Three of Swords, Ten of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. Okay. You have the Tower and Ten of Pentacles. So, what I think you would say to them, my beautiful pile 3s, is a little too late. That's what I feel like. I'm speaking roughly from your perspective. There's nothing to reconcile here. It feels like I've seen your true colors. The family or the stability or the unit we were trying to build has already crumbled, and is going to crumble if the morale or the ethics of this environment remains the same. So I'm gonna take my leave now because I don't want to be here when shit really hits the fan. When you realize how much work I've actually been doing for you to give you the sort of lifestyle and environment, or let's say not environment, the lifestyle and money, I feel like money that you wanted at my expense on the labors of my hands. So once I'm removed from this scenario is what I feel like, you will really understand the value of my worth. And hopefully recognize that cruelty. What's underneath here? Yeah, the Fool. You're like, I'm out, bitches. Nesty plunge. Woo! Out. I'm out. Sorry, I don't know where we cut off. Want to get some more? We're going to get 3 more cards on this energy. We have the Five of Pentacles. Worry, it says. Wheel of Fortune. Oh, I just heard if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. or sounds too good to be true. And then the Knight of Swords. I'm hearing pay attention to circular words, like like not fully answering a question, sort of going around it and sort of diverting from answering. That's one thing that I'm seeing here for sure. And there's something about they will still continue to gain the bulk of the wealth at your expense. So be very straightforward and clear about any sort of rebuttal or questions that you may ask when this offer might be presented to you again, or this negotiation tactic to sort of butter you up, schmooze you back in, flirt with you back in some way. It's still going to be at your own expense. Yeah, indolence, 8 of Cups, futility, Star in reverse, and then the Prince of Discs at the bottom. So yeah, like slow, like it feels like you'll get stuck again here, and it'll be a slow process for you to get out of this phase if you repeat the same cycle, so to speak. If you allow yourself to stay here, to continue to be stuck, if you don't resolve this problem, if you don't allow yourself to get out of this feeling tied down and frustrated, remember, success is assured with a good plan and hard work, which we already know. Wow, 𝗣𝗶. Okay, that was beautiful. Let's get your closing messages for whatever or whomever has been on your mind the most recently. When it comes to your creativity, your emotional communication, your sensations, your emotions, your sexual expression. Woo! As I said, that beauty is the card that came out. Number 3, speaking of, autumn. Oops. Utilize. So a changing of seasons, beauty for sure. Finding that inner beauty, that inner calm. Again, it is a change of a season within you. I'm hearing 3rd time's the charm. Cycles of 3. And then you have pyrite, intention, and staff, number 18. Yep. The intention now, again, with this creativity, the pyrite of creating your own stability and that fortune, that staff of power and strength. And again, that creator energy of tapping into that universal endless flow, you know? So my lovelies, they want you to find that beauty again within yourself, to allow these changes internally and externally, to communicate what's going on for you, to flow through what's happening, and again, to uproot what needs to be uprooted, to find your intentions very clear, to allow yourself to create what it is that you're wanting, setting clear boundaries, not allowing yourself to be taken advantage of any longer or manipulated in some regard. Again, about reclaiming your creative energy, my lovelies. I hope that this was helpful and that it resonated. It gave you some insight, a different perspective, some tips on where you're at. I am sending you so much love, and until next time, please keep parting your lives. Ciao.